This opera is so special to me, and really to Opera for the Young, because it's the first time we started from absolute ground zero, from scratch, with new story, new words, and new music. Nothing of this has ever existed before.
I feel like part of the fun of writing for children is getting to indulge those things that I always want to do but maybe think I should be more restrained. And I think with children it's more fun to not be restrained. It's more fun to just let everything out and let it be a little wild.
One of the things that's so fun about starting from scratch with the show is that you can infuse the show with questions people can discuss, issues, themes. I think there are some timeless things in this opera, but also some very current things. Responsible care for domestic pets, wondering about extreme weather. It's kind of exciting, kind of scary. So it's something people should talk about. A through line in this story is the idea of diversity in society. And of course, our little society are pets, different animals, dogs, cats, big, small, hairy, bald. But also we have the diversity of the quartet of singers, soprano, mezzo, tenor, baritone. They realize that through cooperation, they can gain the strength to win the story at the end, to win their goal, which is helping the baritone. This show has a lot of similarities with our past shows in terms of having a 45-minute format, and we usually have some very limited speaking parts for children. But almost every year there are people who say, give us more, give us more. And so this year we have 4 speaking parts, which is the most we've ever heard. We have a lot of interactions throughout the opera. We also feature an adult as a Saint Bernard. And this person is going to help keep order with the cats and dogs. Also going to take part in some important things at the end. It'll be a secret. It has to do with weather. It's a lot, and it's the most children have ever done in one of our shows.
A lot of what we were doing writing this show was writing an opera in which the sounds of their voices and the style of singing is what makes the characters. That it's not just that they're a soprano, but that their superpower is about what sopranos do best when the soprano becomes a superhero. So it's really cool to hear these singers bring it to life and have the soprano do the most soprano-y thing as a superhero and have the bass do the most bassy thing as a superhero and let those really open up.
And then there are other subtle issues in the opera. Like a very subtle kind of bullying of our baritone. He's a little bit different from the other 3. He didn't bond quite as quickly as a friend. And this can happen in real life with children and with adults, of course. This is what we see in the opera, is adults being a little bit mean to him. And then people can talk about it in the classroom. What is bullying? It's a big issue today.
Part of the fun of writing a new opera for them is getting to say, no, look, we can do this crazy thing that's super all over the place, or we can have this wild burst of energy that's way more than you'd ever expect. Just being willing to follow these impulses, these childlike impulses that are in me and in Diane, as far as we want to follow them all over the place.
Collaborating with Scott has been just a joy.
I think Diane and I both are people who are, let's say, very in touch with our inner children.
What's going on? Oh! We have so much in common as artists. We work very quickly, so we had a lot of exciting back and forths.
We would get going on these ideas and just start running around the room together and shouting things out. And she would have an idea, and I'd piggyback on it, like, oh wait, we can have this thing, and it'd be so much fun. And she'd be like, oh, and then we'll do this, and the staging will do that.
We drank a lot of coffee. We ate a lot of muffins.
Letting those enthusiasms take over was really fun.
Just moved right along. We have a similar sense of humor. We have children. It was just a joy.
That's part of my overall goal, was to have it be challenging and unusual and surprising in a lot of ways, but also for everyone to just have a really good time at the same time as that. And it was just a super fun experience of both getting to follow these childlike impulses, but also really getting to wrap all these different educational ideas into the way the opera's written.